Good morning, guys, and welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
I didn't even get a chance to say Fernando. Today we have a Mazda MX-5, also lovingly called the
Mazda?
Miata.
Oh. Okay.
Totally depressing. That's right, the small little two-seater full of fun and excitement. This particular one has the Bose radio in it, which means it has a center channel. It has these two rear speakers here, and in the door it has a big mid-bass and a smaller, higher frequency driver up top, kind of like a middler. This is a unique install though. This one is really gonna be different. Normally we would try to retain this 5-channel system that's in here, replacing it with like a new center channel, components up front, you know, integrating into the Bose system. This, however, is not going to be that video. Today we have a very specific goal that this customer is trying to hit. This is a very special car to him. He had a very unique request for this. He wants a high-res audio system. He doesn't care about the Bose system. He doesn't care about the placement. He 100% says, I want high-res. I want everything to be high-res. I want basically a bookshelf style speaker, but in his car. That means we're gonna be doing a new radio, the Kenwood XR DMX957 XR high-res radio. We're going to be going with a set of XR1801P 7-inch XR high-res speakers. And to power it all, we'll be doing the XR 401.4 4-channel high-res audio amplifier. We'll be retaining the steering wheel controls and adding in a USB in the front so he can plug in to do his high-res player and all that. But that's the goal of this system. So all the Bose, all the bye-bye, this is what we're going to do today. Kenwood makes a full high-res system, as we just saw. Without further ado, you ready to get started?
Let's go.
Let's go. The first step in this system is kind of twofold. For one, we need to get the door panels off and see what kind of brackets we need to make to go from whatever the factory size speaker is to our new 7-inch. Two is get the audio side of things going, meaning get that radio out of the dash, which is not fun. Mazdas are never fun. They always hide bolts in the back, so you got to do like pull the glove box, pull the knee buster, pull all that fun stuff. And then also locate the amplifier, which according to my research should be located somewhere here behind the passenger seat. Fernando's going to start on the door panel. I'm going to start removing this back part of the car and see if we can locate the amplifier.
To remove the door panel in this Mazda MX-5 or Mazda Miata, grab a skinny screwdriver. I like the flat one. Pull the handle carefully, pry it out. Has some clips, be careful to not break it. Has a Phillips screw in the inside. Grab your pry tool, plastic, so you don't damage or scratch any of the door panel. And this part right here of the handle has another screw right behind it. Most of the people start from the right side and it's kind of hard. I like to start on the left side from the bottom. Put your hand because sometimes flies out. And see, another Phillips screw. Inside of the cup holder, it's another screw if you see on the left side. And we have 3 screws all together. You grab your pry tool and start. You can see we have a loose door panel. Shake it, pop it up. Now that you have the door panel all loose, have the door cable for the lock and the handle. They just pop out. We have the plug for the speaker, the windows for the mirrors, and the door lock. Sometimes if it doesn't come out, grab a flat screwdriver, push it down, and you remove it. Sometimes all the clips stay in the actual door. Grab your pry tool. For this one I use the metal one. Just be careful. I like to put the clips backhand in the door panel so we don't lose it.
Fernando has the door panel off. We can see here the Bose, it's like a 9-inch or 8-inch driver, inverted magnet. This is what is giving us our deep bass response out of this, which really isn't that deep. We'll be making brackets in order to fit our 7-inch into that. Where the tweeter was, or the mid-range, that's actually bolted to the door panel. What we have there looks like a 2.5-inch or 3-inch middler. We'll be replacing that with the tweeter. Let's take a look at the speakers we're going to be replacing these with. These are the Kenwood Reference Series speakers. Kenwood makes 3 lines of product. They make the regular Kenwood, they make the Kenwood Exelon, and then they make the Kenwood Reference, which is called XR. Inside the box we get owner's manual, instruction manual, warranty card. It comes with plates. This is kind of a cool feature. Depending on what vehicle you have, these are designed to fit in multiple applications. Toyotas, Dodges, Fords, Chevys, they all go in. If you have a standard 6x9 location, this will go in as well. The other thing that a lot of people ask about is, can I put these 7-inch where my 6.5 goes? If you notice, it has this 1/2-inch spacer here. If you remove this, all of these pieces, it is an adapter that goes from factory 6.5, these screw holes here, out to the 7-inch. As long as you have the depth, you can easily take this from a 6 to a 7-inch. Buried underneath them is the grill. Has the nice gold logo on it. It's mesh. First up is the tweeter. It's a big tweeter. It's a super tweeter, and this is the smallest that this tweeter gets. It doesn't come apart. You can't remove this out of it. It has this nice gold ring around it. This is made to go in a big location where we have that 2 or 3-inch driver. We'll be able to make a bracket and mount it right in there. As far as brackets that it does come with, this can here, it's designed to mount flat here, so you could put it on an A-pillar or on a corner of a dash or wherever you'd like to put it. It also comes with the back mounting brackets. On the rear side of the tweeter, it has a screw hole. If you have a hole, you'd put this through, and then this bracket will attach to the back of it and mount it into the panel. Comes with big passive crossovers. One of the really cool features about this crossover is that it is biampable. That means you have your inputs here, and it comes with this nice big pre-made jumper if you're going to be running just, let's say, a 2-channel amp to it. But if you have a 4-channel, you can put woofer input here, your tweeter input here, then you have the woofer output, and then you have 3 outputs for the tweeter. The first one is negative 0 dB and then a negative 3 dB option. For this installation, we're going to be going full active from the amplifier, which we'll talk about in a little bit. If we didn't have the particular amplifier we're using and we just had a standard 4-channel amplifier, we could use this in order to cross everything over. And lastly, we have the 7-inch. Taking a closer look at the driver, glass fiber cone, rubber surround, composite basket, inverted dust cap, decent sized magnet, power handling for the system is 120 watts. The ohm load on this is 3 ohms, so we'll be getting a little bit more power out of it. Also included in the box are some screws and some butyl rubber if you are going to be using the grill. Make sure to not lose this bag of screws. It has all the screws in it. The screws we're going to need to attach the 1 3/16 of an inch tweeter are located in this bag. They're very small. I'm going to just keep everything in this for right now. Let's grab the factory speakers and compare them to our new aftermarkets. As far as physicality goes, I don't know if this is a fair comparison. This is technically a subwoofer, and this is technically a mid-bass. When we compare the two in size, they're very similar. However, if you look closely at the back, you'll see that the surround does go all the way out to this here. This is definitely a bigger driver, but not by much. It's 7 inches across. This is 7 inches across to the basket, which means in reality we have 6 1/4 inches of cone. With this guy, we actually have 7 inches of cone. This is the magnet structure here. It's a neo magnet mounted to the front. As you can see, there's nothing here. This is a drip guard that's located on the back, so when the water comes down, it brushes off of that, which is really nice. If you look at the speaker, really digging in and like staring at the speaker, you can see the age of this. The spider is basically warped. It has a U shape to it in this area right here. It has definitely seen better days. The surround is still intact, and they do put this really thick membrane across the front, which I get it. I mean, I understand why they do it, but I feel like this membrane probably absorbs some of the output volume. I don't know if it's a great idea, but it's Bose, so who's going to question them? Task now is to take this form factor and move it over into this form factor. For replicating this, we're over at our router station. We've cut 2 panels that are bigger than this shape here, and the idea is we can attach this to one of them, router out our shape. Unfortunately, it has this big thing that sticks out of the front here. I found the center of one of them. I'm going to take a hole saw and drill this in so that I can get this to sit flat. This is about 2 inches. With that removed, this will now sit flat on top of there. Screw it in place. We're using a Mobile Solutions quad stack 1/4 inch spiral cut bit. Get our height right, lock it back into place. Now we have an exact copy of our Bose speaker. We can set this aside. The next piece we need is the 6x9 to 7-inch adapter. And why we need this is we're going to use this internal circle here to put our hole inside of that. It does have these little nipples on the back that need to be grinded off. Line it up with our readjust the height. And that leaves us with this here. Marked up this one side with a bunch of grease. We'll use this side as the one we're going to be putting into the car. The next thing I want to do though is countersink my mid base into this. We've set up that bit over here. We've checked how deep our basket is and put that height on the bit. We've changed our ball bearings so that we'll have enough for the speaker to sit inside. Lock it in place. Our vacuum is open. There we have it. Test fit in our mid base. Ooh, fits like a glove. Nice and level like this. Screw holes here on the back. I can take a drill and just make those bigger. I need to make a second one of these really quick. Through the magic of routers, we have 2 identical brackets that I can now get over to Fernando, and he can get the speakers put into the car.